Happy Friday. We are making Christmas in July. All right. So we're going to be doing the glow-in-the-dark version, which is one of my favorite. And here we go. Okay. Let's go ahead and open this up and get our glow-in-the-dark glass in there. Make it look good. We're going to make this thing rock. And here we go. Pop. There we go. All right, first things first, we got to open this tube up, and then we'll insert our glow-in-the-dark glass, which is in a powdery form. Allows me to spread it out in there pretty even. And then we'll roll it into this stuff here called frit, which is a white chunky glass. Gives it a little bit of a snowman effect. Move that off to the side. Here we go. So first things first, we got to insert the glow-in-the-dark glass, which is, like I said, in a powder form. We're going to grab it up here and just dip it in, spread it around. And I usually do 2 or 3 coats of this. You can get away with 1, but I like having 2 or 3 for redundancy. All right, let's go ahead and get the second one built in here, and we'll take a look at how it's looking afterwards. Tap out any excess. All right, so there's our little powder in there. From the front, you can definitely see it's on the inside now. I'm going to put a little bit more in there. Just a little bit. Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome in. So yeah, we're making the glow-in-the-dark snowman ornament, Christmas in July. It's very popular. Tap any excess out right there. And then we're going to come in and seal this tube off. And just like that, it's all closed off now. And then we're going to take a little holding rod and seal the other end up a little bit, not completely closing it off, just sealing it up a little. I love Christmas in July. So the snowman ornament we are making is going to look very similar to that, and if we have time tonight, we might make a few special editions of it. I have some really cool glass here that I created earlier today. I did a greenish uranium green hat, but it's kind of like a dark green sparkle, but it has the uranium in it, so it looks really cool. All right, so right now I'm just kind of sealing this end down a little. Get it a little thicker right there. And we're good to go. Let's go ahead and get this all melted in, then we'll put it into the white speckle glass called frit, F-R-I-T, frit. Kind of like my dog, Fritz. All right, so we're going to melt all that in. So the glow-in-the-dark glass will be on the inside. The speckle white glass will be on the outside. Gives it a nice 3-dimensional look. Keep that little bit blown out right there. Don't want it to collapse too much. And put my punty rod off to the side. So right now we got all the glow-in-the-dark glass melted in there. Melt it from the outside in, so it has to get super hot on the outside so it melts the glass that's on the inside of the tube. And that blends it together. Now we're going to roll it into what's called frit, F-R-I-T, frit. This is like one of the best materials you could use for glass. I love frit. It always works out so well. And there we are. So it has that rock candy effect to it now. It's very chunky. And now that I have everything encased and encoded here, we're going to go ahead and get it so I can blow it out into the ornament shape. So I just got to superheat enough of it so I can blow it out nice and even. I love Christmas in July. Okay, so I'm a little off shape here. We'll be able to straighten it out when I blow it out, but maybe I'll just use this. There, that's better. That's the thing about live stream. I can't pause and say, oh, it's not working out. Come back later. We're right in the middle of it. We are in the threshold of it. Okay, I think I got it all melted. Let's go ahead and blow it open. Almost there. And that is perfect. That's exactly the shape I want for our snowman head. So it kind of has a little bit of a teardrop way at the top up here. That's going to allow me to put the hat on without any hiccups. Now we do have to put a little exhaust port in here so that I can finish it up. I usually put it up way in the back. Way out of the way. The hat's pretty much going to cover it. And we're going to come out here, attach to the very bottom. Like that. And we are good to go. All right, I'm going to go ahead and seal this up a little now. I got the hole there, so I don't have to worry about sealing this tube anymore. Okay, we're looking good. So we got our basic shape for the snowman done. And we're going to go ahead and do the hat first. I'm going to do a black version of this. So we're going to start with the hat, and then we'll add the face and nose afterwards. We're going to go ahead and put our black right up to that little point right there. Build up a little bit of black glass here. And I'm going to use the little round carbon plate over here, and we're going to smash it down. Okay. This is awesome. This is actually looking awesome. I haven't done these in a while, so I'm a little slow. go ahead and burn that off. Then I'm just going to heat it up. We're going to bring it over to the little round carbon plate that's right in front of the snow, or right behind the snowman. And I'm just going to smash it down, get that brim of that hat all done. So just bring it over very gently and push down. Then we get the hat, the brim of that hat done. Now I have to add in the top part of the hat, the top hat. Derby hat. I don't know if it's a derby hat or a top hat. Hi, Christy. All right, here we go. Let's get the derby part of the hat done. I think after this we'll try the uranium green version. I think we'll try it out. Although I did say I custom blended that uranium glass, so it's like a dark green, like a holly berry green. And there's our hat all completed on there. And next step is put the nose on. This is our little carrot nose. Then we'll do eyeballs, mouth, and put a hook on it. Now this one will actually glow in the dark. Doesn't need a black light. It can absorb any type of light and charge it up. And there's our little carrot nose added on with a blank face. Let's grab our little black glass, the thinner stuff, do the eyeballs, then the mouth, and then we'll put a hook on it. I'll give him a big old smile here. I went way up. This is a big smile. Make sure that nose is all centered. And there we are. We got our little happy face on there. Now this is the glow in the dark version. So like I said, it will glow in the dark. We're going to grab our little extension right there. That is our hook. Just pick it up with what's called a cold tap. We're going to come in and attach. Smooth it out. Make sure that hook's all straight. Pop it off and smooth it out. And there is Snowman number 1. We are starting off our Christmas in July. Snowman number 1 is done. I like it. So the next one we're going to do, I'm going to use this really dark uranium green that I created earlier today. Kind of has a sparkle to it. So this is the green right here. You can see it's very, very dark. And a little bit of light to it, you can see through it. And then there's our uranium popping in on there. So it will glow uranium. So it's going to be a black light and glow in the dark version. These are available at thefierieguy.com too. I did add them in. Favorite color to work with, amber purple. Well, that didn't work. Yeah, my favorite color to work with is probably amber purple. I love amber purple colors. All right, so we're doing Snowman number 2. This one is going to glow in the dark and UV reactive. It's going to have a little bit of both. We're going to go ahead and pull our point down. Let it cool off because it's still bendy. Burn it off. Then to get the glow in the dark glass in there, we have to open a little hole at the end. We remove the excess, give it a little push of air. And it opens it right up. Smooth. And we're going to go ahead and open that all the way up. Going to preheat the tube. I'll show you what it looks like before, after. We'll go through the whole process. So there's just our blank, clear Pyrex tube. We're going to go ahead and grab our glow-in-the-dark glass, and we're going to pop it right on the inside. Same way as before. That's my reclaimed tray, so that the extra glow-in-the-dark goes in here. Then I can reclaim it later. And that is coating number 2. We're going to do one more just to be safe. One more little coating in there. There we go. So there is our glow-in-the-dark added onto the inside. You can see it's very caked on the inside. Then we're going to seal it off. Same method as before. Close it all off. Grab my handy dandy punty rod. And we just got it blended right there. We're just attaching right. So I have to trim this and then we're going to melt it all in. What I mean by trim it means I'm going to come in and just heat up that little section right there. It's not all the way closed off. It's fairly close to it, but not all the way. It just really prevents any extra glass from the inside that may not have gathered or gripped. Kind of stops it from going through the tube when you go to blow this out. All right, we're going to go ahead and melt the glow-in-the-dark in real quick. So this one has to be melted outside in, so the outside has to get hot enough to melt it on the inside and blend everything together. And just like that, we're all melty. Give it a little puff of air to expand it a tiny bit. Like that. We're completely blended now. And now everything is all blended in right there. Next step, we're going to add in the frit. This is just ground up glass. And it is called frit, F-R-I-T, frit. It's just little bits of chunky glass. It just adds a little bit of color to the outside. Like that. So there you can see it's very chunky, very much like rock candy. So it looks very much like rock candy. All right, so next step, we got to blend everything in. And then once I get it completely blended in, we're going to collapse it down a little bit. And then we're going to puff some air in and get a little snowman size ornament. So I just got to start with this very top section, get it blending in. And then I just work my way down. And that longer tube actually constricts down. Getting a little wobbly there. A little bit more. And I think we're good. We're going to go ahead and blow it out now. It is definitely flip-flopping. Okay, so, yep, there's our shape right there. Got a little teardrop shape. Okay, next step. Definitely have to put the little hole in it. Don't want to seal this off. There we go. And then we're going to go ahead and burn that down. In order to do that, I got to put a little attachment to the bottom end of it. There we go. So we're going to seal this one down off. We're going to completely collapse that tube. Now that I got a hole in there, I don't have to worry about it closing off. And I'll create a little attachment point for where the hat is going to go. And there's our initial snowman shape. We got a pretty good little bobble here. Let's go ahead and use the uranium glass, green. kind of liking this color, I got to be honest. And here we go. So first step is build up enough to make the actual rim of the hat. Then we'll do the top portion of the hat, the little top hat part of it. Then we'll go right into the nose, or the nose, eyeballs, mouth, and then we'll put a little hook on it so it can hang. Just have to get enough of it gathered on here. Okay, there we go. So we got to save that. We're going to come back to it in just a minute. But first thing, we got to get that little Hershey Kiss looking shape and flatten it out. I absolutely love Christmas in July. I never get sick of making this ornament. Mostly because I really just dig it. And there's our little rim for the hat. So there's the rim of the hat. Now we have to put the top portion on it. Keep the whole piece warm. All right, here we go. I do like this green. It looks really cool on this snowman. Okay, we got that done. Let's go ahead and grab our flattener and we're going to make the top portion of the hat. Smash it down just a little. And now we got our hat completed. So we've got the hat for the snowman. Need to find out where I want to put my my carrot nose. Nice and slow, even pull. I don't want it real thin. And carrot nose is done. So there's our little carrot nose. Now, unfortunately, that orange turns very brownish black when it's hot. Comes back to orange later. Now, let's get the eyeballs on. Perfect. Get a mouth on here. A little bit more on that eyeball. Make sure that nose is perfect. And there we are. Now that's the green. Let me get the hook on, and then I can show you the color. I do like it. Looks very cool. And it's going to glow uranium green. And we just have to smooth that out. Oh, that one worked out perfect. I didn't have to do much with it. Got to be careful here, but here we go. So we got that really cool looking green on there now. It's very sparkly. The Snowman itself will glow in the dark. It's not going to right now because it's hot. But I love that green look. The green is very cool. Tap that off. Smooth out the bottom. And then we got our little snowman guy. He's cool as hell. I never fail to love this guy. He is just one of my favorite ornaments to make. I love this guy. So let me show you the green. And while I'm doing that, you guys decide, audience votes. Do we do another green or do we do black? So there's the green. And then under black light, you can see it has the uranium glow to it. So it's very, very much glow in the dark, uranium black light responsive. But I love the color. I love this color. You guys vote, black or green? And good evening to everybody. How are you all doing? What do we got? Wow, we got a lot of takers for green. I'm happy. Yeah, that green is pretty damn cool. I do like that green. There we go. Let's be on. Yes, Sand Dollar, it certainly will. Yeah, it's definitely green. I like it too. The uranium is just kick butt. So if you are interested in one of the green ones, you got to let me know. I don't have too much of that. So there'll be two of them available. If you decide you want a green one, go ahead and purchase the glow-in-the-dark version on thefieryguy.com. In the notes section, send a note saying that you want the green version. Oh, thank you for the watermelon, Colleen. I appreciate it. Hey, there's Fritz. I'm not upcharging for the green version on the website. Whatever the glow in the dark version is, I don't remember how much. Stephanie handles all that. And we're going to be moving all items over to thefieryguy.com. I'm going to dismantle Starry Night Glass. I'm going to move all the memorials over to the website, The Fiery Guy, as well. It's just too many bouncing back and forth websites. So I'm going to be ending up moving everything over to The Fiery Guy. All right, so we're going to make another green version. I might... Let's see what we got going. We might do a little bit. Oop, there we go. That green is cool, though. I made it with an old glass called Sparkle Teal. And I mixed it with uranium. So I custom mixed the blend. And that Sparkle Teal is no longer available. It's a discontinued color, so it's pretty damn rare. And I do like it for that. And I have plenty of it, so I can still make quite a bit. I probably still have 5 pounds of it. All right, we're going to add the glow-in-the-dark glass real quick. So the glass is in a powder form. It allows me to spread it in there evenly. Get a nice coating in there. Takes like 2 or 3 passes to get it right. And we're on pass number 1 at the moment. Gonna grab it again, pop it in. I can't tell you how many times I hit the side of that tube though. If I aimed for the side of the tube, I couldn't hit it, but if I don't aim for it, I always hit the damn thing. Okay, one more pass, just to be sure. I could probably do it with 2, but I like to do 3. It's not really adding any more, just kind of balances it out. In fact, I don't even really know if it does complete all that. But there it is on the inside of the tube, and then there it is really on the inside. You can see it kind of has that gritty look on the inside. And as far as I know, we are the only people currently doing the glow-in-the-dark snowman. I'm sure there are going to be a few others eventually, but right now we are the only ones that I know of. Okay, we're going to go ahead and melt this down. There'll probably be more. Now that I kind of released the glass to the public. Grab my punty rod. I no longer have a complete exclusive on it. So I invented this glow-in-the-dark glass in 1999. 1999 was the first year I got this formula correct. And it took 2.5 years to get it right. I'm not a chemist. I'm not a glass formulator. I know how to make some color. But at the time, I didn't know how to do any of it. And Google wasn't really around that much. And the internet wasn't as strong as it was, so I kind of had to guess on how to make it. So it took 2.5 years to get it right. All right, so we're going to go ahead and melt all that in. I would say I had a good version about 1.5 years, but after like 3 or 4 weeks, it would crack. So it was good, but it wasn't sellable. So I knew I was close because it took like 3 weeks to crack. And that was the hard part about developing the glass. You had to let it sit and wait to see if it was going to crack and be compatible. Okay, we're going to blow this out. So I would have to make a version of it, let it sit for 3 weeks and see if it was close. And then after 3 weeks, if it cracked, I had to keep reformulating until I got it to where it did crack. And that was the hard part, getting it to not crack. And there we go. So we got a nice little bobble started. And again, we're going to come through and we're going to roll it into that frit, F-R-I-T, frit. And create a chunky monkey glass. Just creates a nice 3D texture on here. And again, I always think it looks like rock candy. Does that not look like rock candy? I mean, seriously, it really looks like rock candy. Now that I have that all encased, we're going to go ahead and melt it in smooth. And here we go. So again, I'm going to heat it up, melt everything in. We're going to collapse it down a little bit. The collapsing kind of strengthens the glass. As it starts collapsing, the wall gets thicker so that as I blow it out, it's not too thin. I try to make everything I do have a little bit of a drop resistance. Doesn't mean it's drop proof and won't break, but I try to do it where it can survive quite a few drops in different environments. If it hits a concrete floor, it will break. But carpet or wood, it usually bounces. Okay, here we go. And there we are. We got our little teardrop shape. I'm going to shrink it down just a little bit. Went a little too big. So that's the beauty of glass too. If you make something too big, you can just collapse it back down, shrink it back down and blow it open just a little and get the right size. So I did that one just a little too big. So we're going to shrink it back down. So right about there. Let it cool, and give it a small puff of air to round it back out. And that's much better. Much, much better. And then we're going to put our little breathing hole in here. Got to wait for it to cool. There we go. Okay, we got our little hole right there. So the hat pretty much covers that hole when I get done. And we're going to puntee it up. Like that. And we're going to collapse it down. Little whistle there from the hole. And there's our initial snowman shape right there. Got to make a little alteration in that hole right about there. Don't want it completely sealed. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and grab our green uranium color, make the hat. Love this guy. Yep, snowman in July, 4,000 degree snowman. Christmas in July is huge. I didn't even know it was a thing till about 4 years ago. Till someone asked me about it. I had never heard of Christmas in July before. The summer snowman. All right, we got that one done. We're going to go ahead and flatten it out. And we're going to put the little top hat portion of it on. There we go. I love this uranium color. It is so smooth too. It's like a super smooth color. Oh, there we go. And there's our hat again completed on there. So we got a nice little hat going. Let's go ahead and add in the carrot nose. I'm a little worried I sealed this off. We'll know real quick if I did. So far, so good. So there's our nose added on. It looks pretty fragile, but that's actually on there pretty good. It's not the weakest point. Let's go ahead and add on our eyeballs. And do a mouth. Need a little bit more. Oh, he's definitely cool as hell. And that green is just fantastic. Grab our little hook. Got it all centered. Smooth it out. Yep, all centered up on there. And then this is the point which it either I sealed it and it is going to fail or it lived. And it looks like it's good to go. And there we go. So there's our little funny, funky snowman. Again, that green is, I love the green. It just has a really cool color to it. It's very unique. Get in there. Okay, so I'm going to try another version, not uranium, but I want to do a blue hat. I made this color earlier today too. I was doing some memorials. But you can see that blue has like a shimmer to it. It's like a sparkly blue, like a velvet blue. So we're going to make the next one with a velvet blue hat. I love that color too. Luckily I have a point pulled for it. So we're going to try a blue version now. Okay, boom, 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 boom. There's our handy dandy tool here. So we're going to add the glow-in-the-dark glass in same way. Yeah, this one will be a blue hat version. And this blue again is going to be a custom mix. So we're adding in the glow in the dark. I don't have to go all the way to the end because I have to cut quite a bit of this tube off. Okay, pass number 2 is done. Straighten it out. There we go. We're going to go past number 3. And here we go. Yeah, I got to cut quite a bit of this tube off here. Too much. We're going to pull a big chunk of it off. And then we have that. We'll just toss that. Get the punty rod ready. And then we're going to bring this one down, melt all that glow in the dark in. And just like that. So then we're going to melt the rest of this in, and then we'll add the frit. Spin for the win. Okay, that's all melted. We're going to puff out a little bit of air, expand it. So now it's expanded. I don't have to worry about it collapsing down. It's starting to look like a Christmas bulb, you know, like the little Christmas lights, you know, the big ones that go on the outside of your house or wherever. It's starting to look like that. Maybe I'll turn that into an ornament this year too. All right, so let's go ahead and get the frit on there. Oop, oop, oop. Don't go sideways. Okay, we just got to add some to the top. And there we go. We got all the chunky glass on. We're looking good. So this will be the blue hat version. And now we just have to melt it all down. You can see how much that shape changes as I start melting it in. Ooh, 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 ooh. Nope, not quite there yet. One more little push here. It's a little bit off. There we go. So that's the shape right there. I always form it in like a teardrop shape. It's got a little bit of a bigger bulbous end than teardrops up. We're going to pop the little hole in here. Give it a second. Nope. That's definitely in the wrong spot. Gotta fix that up. So we're just gonna seal it. Punch the hole where I need it. There we go. Perfect. And we'll seal that top up. And I'm going to move that hole a little bit further down still. There we go. Was way too close. All right, there's our initial shape. So we got our little teardrop shape. So we're going to do the blue hat. Again, this blue is a very sparkly blue. kind of cool. I just got to get a big enough gather on here. This is why I love making custom color. Because we can do cool things. Then we're going to heat it up and flatten it out. And there is our rim. It looks good. I was a little bit nervous where that hole was. I was kind of concerned it wasn't going to work, but it looks good now. We're going to put the top part of the hat on. Wow, that ate up almost all that blue. Oh, we only do one of these now. So that's all the blue I had of that color. Okay, so we got our little top hat going. Okay. Find my happy spot for the nose. There we are. So we got our little carrot nose. We got the blue hat. Looks very black, but I'll shine the light on it after we get the eyes and mouth on and the hat, the little hook on there. And you'll definitely see it being blue. I know, they always make me laugh. There we go. All right, let's get the hook on. Not that one. There's my TikTok captcha. All right. I dig this one. So far, I haven't been disappointed in any of the custom colors. All right, let's get a light on that. So there's our blue. So it looks very dark. Here we go. You can see that blue on there now. It's very bluey. And it has a little sparkle to it. And there's our little snowman. All right, let me do my CAPTCHA. Hold on, I gotta do this TikTok CAPTCHA. There we go. Oh, seriously? I know I like that. There we go. Yeah, the blue is looking good. Can I make a girl snowman or a pair of... Yeah, I can definitely do a girl snowman, for sure. I've done them. I have to look at what I did last year. We made a couple of them last year. So we made a male-female version, although I think snowmen are pretty universal. But yeah, we definitely could do a very feminine version. How about we call it that? Feminine version. Okay, so that's the traditional style that I've done. We're going to change it up a little, and I'm going to make a different version of the snowman now. It's still going to be the snowman head, but we're going to squish it down a little bit flat, still do the hat and face on it, but it's going to have a little different shape. So we're going to change it up a little, and I'm going to put a bow tie on it. So we're going to put a bow tie on it. I haven't made one of those water bucket shots yet. So we're going to do this one with a bow tie. And this will be pretty new for this year. I did a few of them early this year, I think. So it'll still be the snowman head, just a different version of it. This is a brand new version this year. This is like a totally new design, but keeping the same concept. We're also going to make it glow in the dark. I don't think I did that. I don't think I did a glow in the dark version of it. So we're going to preheat the tube, do the same exact process, putting all the glass together. But this time when I blow it out, it's going to be different. So we're not going to keep it so round like a bowling ball. It's going to be very much like a peppermint style, peppermint candy style. And this will allow me to put a cool little bow tie on the bottom of it. So there, we're just adding the glow-in-the-dark glass real quick. So yeah, this will be a totally different shape. and I'll let you guys vote. If you've been sticking around long enough, you can vote on which style you like better. Okay, glow in the dark is in. Let's go ahead and seal it off. And we got to do the same process right in the beginning. The only thing that changes is how it blows out and how you collapse it down. But the look is totally, to me, it's totally different, but I'll let you all be the judge of it. Ultimately, the audience is the judge, not me. Usually what I like never flies. It's, you know, you guys are the important ones. All right, got that sealed. We're going to melt all that glow in. Now there is a possibility this one will fail because I have not done many of these. So the failure rate could be there. So it may or may not work on first try. Not 1,000% positive. I'm confident, but not 100%. So that got a little wonky. But that's why I love glass, because you can just fix it. So we got our glow in there. Let's go ahead and get the white frit on. So again, there's that rock candy look. Okay, so everything up to this point is exactly the same for that style. Now's where we change everything up. So this is going to change the whole process. We're going to take the front end. We're going to give it a small spiral at the front. Right about there. All right, we're going to melt it in. Boy, this stuff is gooey. But thank God I feel better today. All right, we're going to go ahead and flatten it out a little bit. So there's the difference. You can see I kind of flattened it out a little. It's not that big round bottom. We don't have that teardrop shape anymore. And this time I'm going to pop the hole on the side. Like that. Grab it right there. Give it a second. And we're going to melt this end in. And we just got to flatten it back out. Remember, I said it's going to be a peppermint swirl style. So it's going to look like a peppermint candy design. I'm really debating on doing a peppermint swirl full-on snowman head. So candy peppermint swirl snowman. And there we are. So remember, it's not as round anymore. It's very flat. And we have that little design like that. Okay, I need some holding rods. So now we kind of have like a lollipop. I should make a lollipop version of this too. That would be a kick-ass. Sorry, kick-butt. Snowman head, a lollipop. That would be fun. What do y'all think? Lollipop at some point? I think a lollipop would be cool as heck. All right, let's go ahead and add the black hat. Yeah, lollipop would be neat, right? Maybe we'll do it after this one. I want to do the traditional with the bow on it. We'll try all kinds of different versions tonight. Tonight is an experiment. God, that black is so bright. It's like the brightest color in the flame. This is why you have glasses on. That color is bright. I already like it. Ooh, don't you do it. So there we are. We got the little top hat on. Now this is why I do like it. It does have a little bit of a character to it. All right, now comes the hard part. What I do love about this shape, though, I'll show you in just a second. What I do love about this shape is I can expand the smile a little bit wider out. So we can make the smile a little bit further out this time because it's a little wider in that section. So that part I do like about it. That's the one positive from it. Okay, so there it is so far. Now, what I have to make is the bow tie. So we're going to park this in the kiln. I'm going to make a bow tie and we'll pop it on there. So we're going to make a bow tie for it. We're going to park it way in the kiln back there so it doesn't crack. Let's make a little bow tie. And we'll do the uranium green. I have enough of this green we can do it with. There's one half. All right, so we got to do the second half of the bow tie real quick, and we'll pop it on there. We got to trim a little bit off here. Not quite perfect yet. Okay, I think that's good. That's still a little big on this side. You need to trim a tiny bit off. Little chunky over here. Ooh, I kind of like that design though. I'm going to do that to the other side. No, I just don't like it. It's really off. That bow tie's not real good right now. I got to remelt it. I am not happy with that. Not at all pleased with that. Gonna have to remake it. So I'm going to try it again. I'm going to do it a little different. We're going to try a different approach with it. We're going to try flattening it first. Got my ridges. And then I'm actually going to separate it and then put a ball on it separate. We're going to taper it way down. Like that. So I kind of got almost like a seashell. We'll go ahead and add in a ball. And then we'll try it on the other side. This gives me more definition in between that bow tie. The other one was too clumpy together. There we go. That way I can line up the size. Much better. Tilt it forward. Tilt it forward. Much better bow tie. So we got it kind of angled forward now. Everything looks way better. Yeah, way better. That's a much better bow tie. A little bit more work, but it's okay. I like it. It's a hell of a lot more work on that. But I do like it. So there's our little bow tie guy. I do like it. It looks really kind of cool. It's a lot more work. But worth it. Oh. So what do you guys like? Can you make the bow with the ribbon? Can you make the bow with ribbon loops? I don't know yet. I haven't tried ribbon loops. I would have to find a good pattern for it. I can't think of it in my head right now. I would definitely have to find a... I was thinking of the bow tie, and then another one is a scarf. A scarf would be kind of cool too. But I think we should do the lollipop version. I want to try the lollipop and then see how that looks as well. All right, let's go ahead and get that done. And if you are currently watching, if you wouldn't mind hitting the subscribe and follow button, depending on which platform you're on, I would greatly appreciate it. Doesn't cost you a dime, but definitely helps me keep this channel going. And it doesn't cost you anything. Just a click of a button. But it definitely helps me, and I do appreciate it. Yep, we are Groves. I don't know if you're a mod on there. Are you a mod on there? I may have to add you. I don't know if you're on there. I haven't looked at that channel too much yet. Okay, good. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. So we're going to try the lollipop snowman head ornament. I think it might look kind of cool. That is the glass whistling, not me. All right, we're going to try the lollipop. Once I put that glass rod on there, I was like, wow, that looks kind of cool, to be honest. I was thinking it would look really cool as a lollipop. Okay, so that's adding in the glow-in-the-dark glass. We're going to do a couple passes of that. So the glow-in-the-dark glass, if you're just joining or you just joined not too long ago, the glow-in-the-dark glass comes in a powder form so that I can spread it out evenly into the glass and get a nice even coating. I don't have to take glass rods and fuse them in there one row at a time. And it also eliminates streaking, the streaks that can happen as a result. Actually, I think that's enough. That's actually a pretty good amount. So we got it there, and then you can see it's deep inside. It's got a whole bunch of powder in there. And look at the handle. This is what I was talking about being careful with. You can see that powder has now worked its way into the handle. You gotta be super careful with that. That's the only drawback of it. So you're going to watch me when I go to blow this out. I'm going to blow it at a side angle or down, so that not upwards, so that stuff can fall into my mouth, because that would be bad. So I won't tilt it upwards where it has a chance to go into my mouth. Now that doesn't happen all the time, but when it does, you got to be careful with it. A, it sucks, you don't want glass in your mouth, and two, it's super hot. Ask me how I know. Ask me how I know that. It's never a good thing. All right, we're going to go ahead and melt all that glow-in-the-dark glass in real quick. Okay, ooh, that looks good. All right, downward angle, remember? And we're going to go ahead and coat it with the white glass, the frit. So this time we're going for the lollipop snowman, snowman lollipop, whatever you want to call it. And there's our frit added on, that rock candy look. And again, from the very beginning, we're going to go ahead and spin up the top. Going to give it a little twist. Little spiral there. Now that spiral, it looks cool, but two, it actually helps me keep it centered. So as I'm starting to make this, that little spiral gives me a visual of where center is. Because this little frit looks like a snowstorm at times, and you can't tell where center is. It's like driving through a blizzard and you get snow drift or snow blind. Same thing. But if I have the little spiral there, I can center it. Little pro tip for my glass blowers. Let's go ahead and blow it open. I'm going to flatten that out. And there's our front. You can see the spiral is dead center in there. Then we got that little candy, peppermint candy shape starting. Not done yet. Got to pop the little hole. This will be where the lollipop handle goes after I get done. And then we got to burn that off, flatten it out. I don't think I have enough white on there. I'm going to add some white. That's better. And I'll spin that up the same way. If I didn't add that white at the very end right there, I would have had this big clear window. And then we got this little cone we have to melt in. I think I actually have to pull a little more of that off. There we go. Much better. And we're going to flatten it out. Actually, you know what? I'm not. I'm going to leave it a little bit extended. We're going to try the lollipop with a little bit of an extension on here so I can add the nose, give it a little depth. Set that down for just a second. I need the right lollipop length. Hear it? Got to make sure we're all centered. And there's the beginning of our lollipop. We're going to turn it to a lollipop snowman. We're going to put a blue hat on it this time, though. This is just regular cobalt. I think I could have a lot of fun with this one. I've already got a few ideas for it. Okay, got that. I'm going to leave that there. We're going to flatten out the part for the hat. Perfect. And again, this guy will also glow in the dark. Doesn't need a black light to glow. It'll glow on its own. Any light will charge it. So that is the beauty of the glow in the dark. But I can already tell you I'm going to be thinking of doing a uranium version of this too. Uranium version is definitely on tap for it. Okay, I'm going to try and do a little bit taller hat. Because I think it needs a taller hat. So there we got a little bit taller hat for it. I do like it. Okay, let's go ahead and add the carrot nose. Now, the other reason I do that spiral that I was talking about in the center is if you put the nose right on the spiral, you're dead center. So that's the secondary reason I do the spiral on there. So you're not catty-wonky. All right, let's get a hook on this. Let's put a ring on it. Let's put a ring on it. Oh, that's bad. That's a bad hook. I got to put this in the kiln for a second. Oh, that's a good one. This one's trash too. That did not look good. I do like it. So we'll trim off the bottom a little bit right about here and make it a lollipop. I'll do that later, but there's our little snowman lollipop version. It's kind of cool. Oh, anyway. I have, actually, Chris. I've been responding to you. All right. It's been 2 hours, so this is the point at which I will answer any questions if you have any questions with regard to glass. If not, then I will call it a night. But if you have any questions, let me know. What's up, Wendy? Creative, how are you? Pumpkin? No bow tie on that one. I just like the lollipop the way it is. Yeah. Thank you, Deborah. I appreciate it, Deborah. I hope you subscribed. English guy, what's up? How you doing? Oh, the community page is right. You just have to go to my profile. You'll see a community page. It should be right there. I got into this from my mother. She started when I was 2 years old, and so I grew up with it. I grew up with it completely. Melissa, Jennifer, yeah, there should be a tab right under, just go to my profile. You'll see playlists and live streams, videos, shorts, and there should be a tab that says community. Yep, it should be right there. Yeah, it should be right there. It is fire. Yep. Absolutely it is. Nope, you cannot be a mod. I got plenty of mods, but thank you for asking. How much gas do I go through a week? Roughly, well, roughly about 10 to 11 pounds of propane. Oxygen varies depending on what flame I'm using, but I can go through easily 10 to 12 full-size oxygen tanks, easy. I usually burn up a lot more than that, but 10 to 12. No serious burns. I don't have any good burn stories at all. I don't have any burn stories. I don't have any good ones. My mom had some bad ones. My mom had one of the worst burns I've ever seen in my life in glass. She was working, I think I was 4 years old, so she was 2 years into it, and she was making something and it dropped and she caught it with her bare hand. So the glass landed right in the palm of her hand, and it was like 3,000 degrees. So it was a pretty bad burn. I'm surprised she didn't lose any feeling or any function in the hand, but she got very lucky. But yeah, she was working, and you have a natural reaction to want to grab the glass as it's falling. And yeah, at 4 years old, I remember that. How do your arms not get hurt by holding the glass? Just lots of years. It's like I look at I watch servers walking around with trays of food. I don't know how they do it all day. It's the same thing. You just get muscle memory. And it's just, yeah. You just get muscle memory. That's all. You know, that's all it is. You get very used to it. I will tell you, for the first year, if you're doing this, your arms and shoulders will feel it. But over time, you'll get better and better and better. How is it white? It's not really white. So the filter, my glasses are made of a material called didymium. I'm going to kind of pump it up a little bit here. And you can see it's white now, but when I put this in front of it, it's blue. That is actually the natural color. If without the camera, it is blue. So that is the real blue. And if I put the glass in here, you see it all very bright. But then when I put the filter in, it cuts it out. So that's what my glasses are actually doing. I would love to be able to work without glasses, but I can't. But yeah, that's the total difference. You can see that way. See the difference? It just completely filters out all the blinding stuff. Can you be mobile? Yep, you sure can be mobile. Yeah, you can definitely be mobile. I'm gonna get rid of that. Yeah, mobile is very hard. Is that going to hurt your eyes? No, not if you wear the glasses. If you have glasses, no. You're okay. Blow you a bowl? No, don't do bowls. Lots of people do. So there's lots of people that can. I just don't. But no, it won't hurt my eyes. As long as you always wear the glasses. So anyway, all right. Well, oh, thank you, Sebs. Yeah, the snowmen are fun. Yeah, this one I can kind of hold. It's got the. This is the non-glow version, so this is just no glow. And this is the normal snowman. Hi, guys. Anyway. Melissa, I could probably help you if you're talking about having arm strain. I could definitely help you. The Mantis Alien is available, yes. I got to figure out how to mount it, though. I don't know how to mount it yet. But yeah, we can definitely come up with something cool for it. A cool mount. Coolest thing I ever made? I don't have one. Yeah, I don't do pumpkins. I just don't do pumpkins. It's a very short season for pumpkins. I don't do them. And there's lots of people that make very cool pumpkins. I don't need to make any. Yeah, I don't need to do any pumpkins. And there's plenty of really cool pumpkins out there. I like doing things that people don't do. You know, I don't like copying other people's style. The crazy white thing is my Medusa chandelier. The sword? Yeah, the swords are kind of cool. We should make one pretty soon. We should finish up the sword build this year. The one with the wings. I think we should probably get that one out of the way. It's kind of bugging me for a while. I think it'd be kind of fun to do that. No, I can't grab it right now. It's really nailed up there. But yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to call it. And if you wouldn't mind hitting subscribe and follow, you can come back and hang out with me. I have made a screwdriver and a hammer. Definitely done a hammer and a screwdriver. I need to figure out a wrench. But, all right, guys. You have a good night. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate you. Mods, thank you very much for always keeping chat in check. I appreciate you and answering questions. Mods, you are very appreciated. And subscribers and followers, appreciate you very much. And we'll talk to you later.